haven't talked about the Kid LAROI in a while. Now, I will say this. I'm not really a fan of Kid LAROI and his music, but, man, that man on Polo G's song when he was on the hook was fire. So, I was wondering what he's cooking up recently. And he's got a song with Justin Bieber. And I've listened to it like 2-3 times. And, hey, here's my thoughts about it. Now, this is going to be a surprising review because I typically don't care about Kid LAROI or his music. It just seems like a Juice WRLD clone at first, but I really think he's breaking out of that now. I think he's breaking out of that whole clone thing he's been. I mean, not a clone, but like kind of ripping off Juice's style. But he's kind of breaking out of that with his own thing now, doing more pop. So Kid LAROI, Justin Bieber, Stay. This is Trash and Fire, where we check out the hottest songs, the hottest charts, the hottest singles. This is definitely a hot single right here, so yeah. Let's get into it. If you hear any wind, if you hear any birds chirping, trees moving, well, I'm out in the wilderness right now. I'm out in the you know what I'm saying, I'm out in the nature right now, outside. So let's let this wind pass by. Well, now the wind's kind of calmed down a bit. Let's get into this. So I like the instrumental, very pop. Fits Kid LAROI pretty well. LAROI sounds pretty good on here. Sure, some of the parts of verse is a little squeaky, but it sounded good. Fits well with Justin Bieber. I really like the instrumental here. It sounds great. It sounds fire. It sounds nice. Singing's pretty well on point here. I like the poppy kind of synth pop. Kind of give me some kind of Weeknd vibes here, but without the synth in here. Pretty fire, sounds great. Justin Bieber killed this track, had a great verse, sounded good. I like that he's harmonizing with Kid LAROI. It's fun, I like it, but why? But just, like, why? Why? No, I'm joking. Justin Bieber sounds pretty good on here. Overall, this track's pretty good in my opinion. The track sounds fire, sounds nice, and I will tell you the overall score here, but before we get into the overall score here, I did a poll asking you some more questions, what y'all want answered. And yeah, we do have some answers. Some more interesting questions. And stuff like that to talk about. But yeah, so basically we do a poll every week. I've been doing polls like every week. And I've been people, what do you want to see? You got any questions about the podcast and all that stuff? And yeah, we do have some questions. Let me just scroll down to the questions real quick. Here we go. So I did a question, next round of questions. The questions were opinion on industry plans. We answered that last episode. Opinion on mainstream music, opinion on new trap music, and let's see the results. Ooh. So here we go. Mainstream music is kind of a touchy topic because mostly a lot of old people, let's talk about the old heads, don't like mainstream music, alright? Some of the old heads these days, they like their old 90s rap music, even though that's mainstream music, mostly what they were listening to. You know, like Ice Cube, or, you know, back then, I wouldn't say Tupac's more mainstream. I'm trying to find some mainstream artists people were definitely listening to back in the day. But mainstream has been around since the beginning time of music, since the beginning of music here. Mainstream's been around for a while, and a lot of old heads won't ever accept new mainstream music, but back then we had a lot of mainstream music like, the Beatles, definitely mainstream band, and they were very popular back in the day. Very mainstream artists here, like, I'm trying to think of some old rappers here. There you go, Vanilla Ice. We all know who that is, and very mainstream artist. Was a very mainstream artist, had a very mainstream song back in the day. Everybody loved that stuff. Some people didn't because, I didn't like it. It's corny, but, very corny rap and stuff like that, and corny white people rap was definitely there back in the day. Definitely considered mainstream music. That music did really well back in the day and stuff like that. So, mainstream music has been around forever, since the beginning of music. And from even popular composers like Mozart, he could be considered mainstream because he was the most popular back in the day to not a well-known composer before Mozart, or in the same boat as Mozart, but not really the same composer and stuff like that. And that could be a meaning of what is considered mainstream music. A lot of people say it's the popular stuff, the trending stuff. Well, if we go by that, then your music you listened to in the 90s was considered mainstream music. If we go all the way back from the 60s, the 50s, or even the composer days and stuff like that, maybe the popular composers everybody was checking out, going to theaters and all that stuff, because those guys were the popular guys and stuff like that. It's about the definition of mainstream music. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't really care. I like mainstream music. All right, sure. A lot of now mainstream music is very saturated. 2000s, 90s, and stuff like that had a lot of saturated mainstream music. A lot of things were the gangster rap movement and stuff like that. We had a lot of artists jumping on that wave. We had pop artists, R&B artists that switched their whole persona to fit this gangster rap persona, and so we had a lot of mainstream trends and stuff like that back in the 90s, back in the 2000s. Especially now, a lot of trends are becoming way more popular these days and stuff like that. So it's about the question of, if you don't like mainstream music, well, then you have to realize that mainstream music is going to be around forever. Music is constantly evolving by generations, years, and stuff like that. New sounds like the new wave of hyperpop, which I've made a couple hyperpop songs, and I'm really proud of them, and they sound great. So I agree with the new trends now these days. A lot more, like apps like TikTok has made trends become a big thing now these days. Trends weren't so heavy back in the day, but that could be questionable because Soulja Boy, a trend maker, a real big trend maker back in the day, that could be questionable too. Just because now trends are more, I guess more young kids are doing them, or weren't young kids doing trends back in the day too, doing the Soulja Boy dances and stuff like that back in the day. It's all about a generation thing, alright? Old generations hate the new generations and stuff like that. Old generation that hates Gen Z now had a generation before that hates them or what they were doing. So it's always been that kind of thing. So yeah, my opinion on mainstream music is I like it. It's cool. I'm looking forward to more genres that can become mainstream. But yeah, I ain't gonna keep it anything. I like it. So what is my overall score of the Justin Bieber and Killer Boy track Stay? Overall, I like this song. Here's my score. 8 out of 10. My score for the song is 8 out of 10. So what you think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you really hate it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I liked it. Did you not like it? Let me know. If you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Audio Mac, wherever you're listening to this at, make sure you hit that follow button so you can be updated when new episodes come out. We're having episodes daily. This week's going to be a daily week, so starting with Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, there will be all episodes out. There will be all episodes daily for this week because I have a full schedule out. Once we get that done, we can, and then next week, I'm hoping we can do some album reviews. I'm thinking Tyler, the Creator, Her's new album, a couple yeah, I'm hoping to get those album reviews out and maybe other albums that drop. So yeah, thank you so much for listening. I gotta go. I'll see y'all later. Bye.